Let's go ahead and talk about your Utah Jazz. Something I've seen a lot of videos about. I don't know if you've seen as many as I've seen on YouTube recently about the Jazz basically blowing it by not trading Lauri Markkanen. Have you seen these?
I have seen some of these.
Yeah, I definitely think we need to kind of do as Utah fans and as representative of the Utah fan base type thing here. I feel like we need to put the narrative forward about why we didn't trade Lauri.
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think the Utah Jazz did not trade Lauri Markkanen?
I don't know if I'm even convinced that the Jazz were ever going to trade Lauri. To be completely honest with you, I just don't think. I think that putting Lauri on the market gave the Jazz a good idea of the value of Lauri for contract negotiations. I mean, unfortunately, I think every other team in the league knew this. You know what I mean? All they were trying to do was gather a valuation of Lauri so that they knew how much it needed to pay him. Is he going to be a max? Is he going to be just under a max? They needed to know where he was going to be at. I mean, and the only way you can do that is to put out into the universe that Lauri's on the market. You know what I mean? Right. We will potentially move him. I mean, the fact is the Jazz have a player that wants to be here. They knew that they needed to be right around that $200 million deal. He didn't necessarily demand a full-blown max contract because they justified that in his, you know what I mean, in his trade market. Mm-hmm. They didn't get any deals that were overwhelming that they couldn't take, which tells you, okay, that's not a max deal. Right. I mean, if they can say no to it, then it's not max deal worthy. But I mean, the fact is the Jazz have somebody here that is willing to grow with this young team. He likes it in Salt Lake City. You know what you do with a guy like this? You keep him. I mean, that's all there is to it, right? You pay that man. You start digging into pieces that you can put around him. We know that Lauri may not be the number one guy on a championship team.
No, I think we're okay with that.
And we're absolutely okay with that. But we need to know that, can he get to the next level, right? Because he still needs to make one more level to even be like the number 2 guy on a championship team. So can we get pieces around him that'll unlock that next level by having some quality offensive players, some quality defensive players? The fact is Lauri has to do every single thing, every single minute he's in the game, because he doesn't have pieces around him right now that are really helping him every single minute in the game. So if we can get quality players on both sides of the floor, there's just a huge difference for, you know, a player that's playing this hard because you have to and because you want to. You know what I mean? Like, want to is a big thing. And I think that's what Lauri is, but he also has to at this point because we don't have enough talent around him. The only reason the Jazz are winning these games is strictly because of that.
One thing I want to talk about when it comes to the Lauri Markkanen piece, though, is one of the main things that everybody talked about is that they blew it. They missed out on when his highest trade value was by not trading him this offseason, because he only was under contract for $18 million next year, right?
Right.
We bought out that year, and now he's on a 5-year deal, right? I would actually disagree. The best time to trade Lauri Markkanen was last offseason. 2 years of control, all-star starter, right?
Yeah.
And he just came off of Most Improved Player of the Year award. And he had 2 years left of control at that time. So yeah, while everybody out there is saying, oh, they missed the best chance to trade him, he was never valued going to be higher, guess what? The Jazz already passed that up the year prior. So that was not a solid argument. There are two things that in the NBA that hold value more than anything in the NBA. That's size and shooting.
Yeah.
Lauri Markkanen happens to be a 7-footer that shoots over 40% from three.
He's got both. Absolutely.
Exactly. He's not just a spot shooter either. He's not just a pick and pop guy. He's one of the most efficient pick and roll bigs in the league. No matter what offense you drop him into, no matter what offensive scheme you drop him into, he fits right in. He's an all-star that doesn't need the ball in his hands.
That changes everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could put him on any team with that. And while he does have some issues from defensive side of things for a guy his size, his game is going to age very, very well because it's not relied on speed or athleticism. Oh, the guy is like freaking jacked. If you ever get close to him, you're like, dude's huge.
Yeah.
5 years, $230 million, and the versatility to still be able to build any team you want around him, and he'll fit without alienating him. I lean this next to AK. Remember when we signed AK
absolutely.
after he became an all-star? We signed that massive max contract, and it hindered the team forever.
Yeah.
In this case, it's a little different because he's not going to be what AK was.
No.
AK kind of need the ball in his hands a little bit to distribute and kind of
to do all the things that AK was really successful at. He absolutely had up the ball.
For me, this is very similar. This is when it's a no-brainer for me. Bottom line is he was more valuable to the Utah Jazz than any other team in the NBA, and that's why they didn't trade him.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yep. We had a comment here. You guys could argue now that he's on a 5-year contract, 4 years of team control, and no options at the end of the contract might be worth more value next offseason if they want to trade him. You're absolutely right.
That's true.
The fact is if Lauri does have another breakout year, 4 years of team control is very valuable to someone looking to potentially trade for Lauri in that situation.
Yeah, it's also true. It's also really weird. This was the first one where it didn't tier down, though. When the Jazz buy out the last year of eligibility and they buy out the contract, it's front loaded heavy and then tiers down after that. This is the first time they didn't do that with that. This one actually does go up in contract value.
I think that the reason they did that is because they don't have any contracts from next year.
Oh, that's true.
Moving the other way, right? So like they almost need that to hit floor on some of these guys because they don't have anybody under contract at the end of next year.
Very, very true.
I mean, yeah, you've got a couple rookies that are technically on long-term contracts, but that's it.
Bounce back to the previous video where we talked about the CBA and how that changed everything when it comes to basketball.
Yeah.
It basically made teams like the Golden State Warriors and teams like that impossible for them to operate when they operate at that max salary because of that second apron. And then on the same side, there's a salary floor now. We've got to pay somebody.
Yeah, exactly. And Lauri and the Jazz are okay with Lauri being that guy.
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you folks. Let us know in the comments down below what you think when it comes to the Jazz not trading Lauri Markkanen. Where are you at when it comes to this? Are you with us when it comes to the national media and all the other channels where they're talking about how they made the biggest mistake they could possibly make? Are you on our side there? We want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments down below. Golden State Warrior fans or any other team that potentially could have traded him to. Let us know what you think in the comments down below when it comes to Lauri Markkanen. We'd love to hear from you. As a reminder, folks, we did just launch Utah Jazz DNA. This is our channel specifically for Utah Jazz content. If you're watching this on this channel, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if this is the type of content you're looking for. Also hit that notification bell because what we are going to be doing is giving away one of those cool new Utah jerseys, those black jerseys that they just announced. We'll be giving one of those away once we hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. So if you're watching that on this channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that giveaway. And also, folks, if you're watching this on our main channel, the link to Utah Jazz DNA will be in the description below. Somewhere around there. He's just fan whining the heck out of it right here. I love it. Absolutely love it. DNA Sports Recap did just hit 1,000 subscribers, so we deeply appreciate that.
Thank you.
Very much so. We're going to be giving the first $500 that we earn in AdSense revenue back to our subscribers. So if you have not yet hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that giveaway. 5 subscribers are each going to earn $100 each, just as our way of saying thank you. If you have subscribed, just go ahead and double check, make sure that it's clicked down there.
Do it.
We would hate for you guys to miss out on that one.
If you're watching on YouTube on one of our short videos, just know this is available as a podcast wherever you get your audio. Make sure you rate it. Make sure you reviewed it. We appreciate all your guys' engagement.
Absolutely. Not everything we talk about makes it to a video. Everything is from start to end is on that podcast. Make sure you check it out for sure. With all that said, my name is Darren. That is AJ. And this has been the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.